Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel and to part 2 of the Chronicles of DERP. The Chronicles of DERP. For those of you who don't know what DERP is, go check out part 1, and I'm doing basically a review on the Kt2, which is the tank you're seeing here. Driven by Quojin, as we like to call him, Q-Dog. He's one of mine. Okay, he's on his own. He's in a Tier 7 game. I say it's Tier 7. There's only one Tier 7 on each team. There's an E25 on one team. There's a Tiger 1 on ours. One thing I did want to discuss with people, I've just read the pre-9.1 patch notes. And all I'm going to say is get your games in with your favourite tanks while you can. These are only the preliminary patch notes. However, the Hellcat is basically getting the nerf back twatted across his face, along with the T29 and the T18. The 87's also getting nerfed. Basically all the really cool tanks are getting nerfed, and yet again the Soviets aren't getting touched. The KV-1S, the tank that has needed nerfing forever, is left alone in patch 9.1, and they're nerfing the T29 and the T18 and Hellcat. I'm going to wait and see. I'm pre-warning you. I may bin this game if it ruins those three tanks, because those three tanks are one of the three. I really enjoy them. The Hellcat, in my opinion, does not need nerfing. It has an okay gun, a really good gun. It's got no armour, and it's got mobility. So guess what they've nerfed? They've nerfed the gun and the mobility. So now it's basically, well, I can't wait for the test server. That's all I'm going to say. The way out on that one. So, with that whinge and whine over with, back to the Chronicles of DERP. Now, Quojin's made his way up to the standard heavy tank. We're on El Haloof game, where it's a standard game, and he's basically gone up to the standard issued heavy tank slugfest corner. But the enemy team don't seem to have known what it means to do this particular corner, because they haven't come up to challenge the hill. So the guys have taken the hill, and remember that 0.6 accuracy I mentioned? You know, that the 0.6 accuracy should mean that you can't do things like this.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
That Russian accuracy. Now, the enemy team in the centre have been quite aggressive on this game. The Cromwell, the E25 just popped up on the map. They've made it to the ridge. So those guys are just about to get wasted. For those of you out there that play El Haloof, please don't sit at those locations and camp if your team are doing this kind of thing. It really just leads to a very boring game. I mean, the only map that's more campy than this for me is Kamaran. This is one of the camp fest maps that really the middle, just a killing ground. They have made alterations to it, don't get me wrong, but there's nowhere that's actually that safe down there. I mean, there is a really good spot down in C4, D4 that you can get vision on the A3 area where the 88 is and stuff, but to be honest with you, it's one of those maps that people haven't got out of the old habits yet, of just sitting in the ridges and just waiting for some scout to do their job, and then, you know, wait for the scout to die and then fire some shells in lightly enemy positions. But anyway, back to the game. We've made it to the other side of the hill. Now, the enemy team is comprised mostly of tank destroyers. We had a clear heavy advantage in this game, but we are slowly losing tanks in our base. We are getting absolutely rinsed in our base, so we need to start making grounds. There's a KV-1S and the top tier heavy Tiger with us. Unfortunately, the Tiger is not that great on efficiency. Going back to that 0.6 accuracy again, this Hellcat really needs to learn that Russian accuracy is king.
They're knocked out.
All he had to do was hit him.
We fixed the track. Get going.
Oh my word. And they're nerfing that tank. I cannot believe they're nerfing the Hellcat. I believe these nerfs are driven by esports. I really do. I believe that the Hellcat is becoming the one, along with the KV-1S, is becoming the tank of choice in the Tier 6 tank companies. And I think it's just been played. If you get a good player in a Hellcat can be deadly. It really can, don't get me wrong. It's one of the ass-kicking tanks. It's one of Mythos' favourite tanks. Just name dropping there, he's another good streamer I know. He's an absolute ninja in his Hellcat. But it takes a good player to play it properly. And what I believe is happening with all the tanks is they're trying to make all the tanks balanced. Not balanced as such, but they're all trying to mush them into one sort of mould. so that they all come out and they're all equal. The tank should never be equal. They should never be overbalanced. They're never overpowered. Don't get me wrong. But each tank's got to have its strength. The T29, for example, you get that thing hull down, it's a beast. Play it properly, in the hands of a decent player, it's unstoppable at tier 7. It's a very good tank. If you get it out in the open, Cromwells will leather them. You know, any sort of tier 6-ish KV-1S, if you get one out in the open, it'll get battered. You know, if you play it properly, you're going to, you know, have a whale of a game in it. Right. Enough whinging about the patch notes. I really wish I hadn't been shown them. We'll wait out on that one. I'll keep you updated. I will play the test server 9.1 and let you know the differences. And if it does change it greatly, ground forces, here we come. Because that'll be the final straw with this game. I'm having some really bad times with it at the moment. But anyway, Pt2. Really strong tank destroyer. 200mm frontal armour. Feared throughout the realms of World of Tanks at tier 5. Yeah, thanks for coming, mate. That's the perk of HE. High explosive, like I mentioned before, does not need to penetrate to do damage. However, our Tiger 1 has just been taken apart. Q is now one of 2 tanks remaining. The 88 on the other side of the map, and there's 4 enemy tanks, both of which are quite fast reloads. Thankfully, they play into his hands. The Hellcat stays still for far too long.
We've lost half of our
Now,
engine
we're
power.
getting shot in the ass. The Cromwell shoots in the arse, took an ammo rack and our engine. This thing, when it's ammo racked, has a reload of around 35 to 40 seconds. There's no way Q can avoid to have his ammo rack damaged. So, quite rightly, he gets himself into cover and he uses his repair pack. He's reloaded. The VK obviously doesn't understand the danger of the KV2, but he's got a Cromwell in support. So, if I was at VK, I'd do exactly what he's done there. Break contact, so they don't know where I am, and I'd go around the back of him. See that lane at the back? And Q's aware of this. Q's realising, keeping his turret neutral, right? Because they're very slow turret traverse. Here comes that Cromwell. He sells his blood in the water. Unfortunately, we have DERP. DERP doesn't discriminate. DERP is an equal opportunities destruction method. Yeah. Bad idea, Cromwell. Didn't even have to aim. Drive forward. VK donks his shot. From 5 kills. 5 shots fired, 5 kills. Oh, is this VK really going to do it? Q's reloaded. Turn your turret, Q. Turn your turret. Turn it. Oh, and he donks his shot. I wouldn't have drove out this far, but never mind.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Boom. Now, what I would have done here, I'd have reversed. Let this be a lesson, Q-Dog. I'd have reversed and waited to drop off the enemy radar. Because the inevitable is going to happen. There's a Hummel left. Very accurate.
Everyone get out.
Boom. Now, what basically happens now, I've had a chat with Q. They do actually win. The 88 does manage to kill the Hummel, but unfortunately Q didn't keep the replay up to witness this. He basically, I wouldn't say rage quit, but quit the battle shortly after this has actually been... shortly after he got destroyed. So unfortunately I don't have the post-game stats, and I don't have the actual result, but take it from me, the 88 did actually, he basically, what he does, he moves from C8 to C0 and basically camps there, waits for the Hummel to come and cap, and then he kills him. So, the Chronicles of Dirt Part 2. 6 shots, 6 kills. That's derping, Russian style. Okay, I'll catch you next time, guys. I haven't got post-game stats, like I said. I'll get you on the next part. Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye now.